think getting to the playoffs now is just as much about getting hot in the right time as it used to be about getting that bye and getting home field. And today's excitement in this Cowboy great first half, DeMarco Murray. It's brought to you by Nissan. 1,822 rush yards. He's going to win the rush title in the league. He breaks Emmitt Smith's single-season rushing record. And the reason why I mentioned that about getting hot, Cowboys are hot at the right time, John. And the reason why they played the starters is because Jason Garrett wanted to remain that way.
You got to keep that edge. It's hard to keep. It's hard to maintain. They've kept the edge.
Yeah.
I mean, they've been awesome. Romo's been incredible. 16 of 20, 225 yards, 2 touchdowns. DeMarco Murray, we talked about the record. More importantly to me, he's running with authority. And Dez Bryant, so explosive. You're seeing why this Dallas Cowboys team is a team to be reckoned with in these playoffs.
Meanwhile, short kick is going to be taken by the up man there for Washington. And now the question for Jason Garrett and company is, they going to play anybody anymore, starters anymore. I mean, they've played them the entire first half. They played great, and the big three have been all contributing in a big way. A couple touchdowns for Bryant, one for Murray. Romo staying red hot now in this month of December.
One thing I found humorous, Kevin, we were talking to Jason about it in our production meeting. He said, John, it's not like we got 46 new guys. I mean, you're only given 46 that are active, so everyone's got to play. Most of the starters are still in there, and we'll see how long it goes.
Robert Griffin III didn't have the ball for all that long in the first half. On the fake, steps up, hits Morris. Room to run at first down for Alfred Morris. He's out to the 44-yard line. So Morris with a nice little pickup of 17. Well, they didn't have the ball too long, John. Griffin III had the long touchdown pass to Deshaun Jackson, which was essentially just a screen. How do you evaluate his first half?
You know, you see the numbers, they're pretty decent. I think he acquitted himself fairly well. I think what Jay Gruden is also learning how to best utilize him. Quick throws, play action throws, using a little zone read. I think they're starting to understand each other a little better.
Pitch out, Morris cuts back, and Morris gets near the 49. Get on the sidelines, say hello to Pam Oliver.
Hey there, Kevin. I walked off with Jason Garrett, and we had a kind of comical conversation. And I said, well, who's going to play in the second half? He says, we'll play. I'm like, well, who specifically is going to play? He said, I really just don't know, but it was going to be a staff decision. Talking to Jay Gruden, he was hopping mad. He says, we need some defense. But I asked him what this second half is really about. He says it's the future. We want to know who the future Redskins will be. I want to know who loves this game. Back to you.
Griffin III throws to Reed for a first down, and a good start to this third quarter. You know, and what Pam is saying there, he really was going over that with us yesterday too, John, and how this game is important.
You see this throw, a little behind Reed. It's an excellent catch by Reed, but that's so critical. You know, I played for his brother for years, John Gruden. He used to talk do you love football? Do you love football? And this game reveals that when you have nothing to play for in terms of playoff aspirations, you're going to see who loves football, and we're seeing that out there today.
Here's Halou Jr., gain of 1 on that play. He told us, you know, Jay Gruden, this is, you know, we knew it was going to be a challenge. They were 3-13, and it wasn't like Mike Shanahan didn't know anything about football. And said there were some glaring needs on this team from a personnel standpoint. And I think when you're looking at this team, clearly the quarterback, which we'll get to, but they need help on defense too, and they've got to figure that thing out. Fake, some time, now the pocket collapses, and down he goes. Coming in to finish it off, it looked like George Selby, but Mincy, I believe, got there first.
And then that's an illustration of some of the things that need to be improved upon. Little play action, zone read, fake. Now you got to get back, and at a certain point, if no one's there, get rid of the football. Throw it away. Throw it out of bounds. Instead, now you set up a 3rd and 15 plus situation. You can't do it. And those are the things that Jay Gruden's talking about that has to evolve in Robert Griffin III's game.
Redskins 2 of 5 on 3rd down today, but they're 30th in the league in that department. Near side wide open is Halou Jr. Needs a way to go for the first down. Breaks a tackle and still fights his way. Good work by Halou Jr. They're going to mark it down at about the 37. A report on Anthony Hitchens, that rookie linebacker. We showed you he got hurt just before the half. They say ankle injury and questionable to return. Meanwhile, on a 4th down, Washington will go for it here.
And I think this is a no-brainer. You want to see, is RG3 your starter moving forward? You got to give him opportunities in pressure situations. Well, none better than a 4th down situation.
Worse in the NFL, 4 of 14 on 4th down. 4-man rush. Fires over the middle in traffic. Reed, and he caught it, but he didn't get it. That is going to be short. At least the initial marking is. Oh, yeah. That looks well short of a 1st down. He caught it and was stuck immediately, and the Cowboys should take over.
He found his guy in Jordan Reed running a little choice route, and that is short. That's an unofficial, and that's on Jordan Reed. That's a choice route. Now, on that choice route, you better get to the sticks and beyond. He cuts it short. That's not on Robert Griffin III. That's on Jordan Reed.
They are going to measure it, but even just looking at our replay, there's no way he got it. Nope. Washington comes up short. Cowboys take over. So a good drive goes for naught. 17-point lead for Dallas. Maybe Romo coming back out for more.
Today's game is sponsored by Southwest Airlines. Book your low fare now at southwest.com. By Bud Light, who reminds fans to stay in the game and drink responsibly. By Burger King. Mix and match 2 large premium sandwiches for just $5 only at Burger King. And by ExxonMobil.
Cool shot, our nation's capital. But it's raining today as Joe Gibbs is here today with Daniel Snyder, the Washington owner, on your right. Obviously not thrilled with what's going down. So Jason Garrett leaves the starters in to start this third, and Romo over the middle looking for Dez Bryant. Incomplete. Tony Romo has made his case to push for the MVP. Why? With a December that has been unbelievable. Look how his Decembers have been. He's gotten ridiculed for some failures in that month after historically being great in November. This December has been out of control. Look at that rating.
So much of life, so much of this league is how you finish. You can't finish any better. His first half was an example of it, and that's why these Cowboys, I'm telling you, are a team to be reckoned with. With Tony Romo playing like this, the offensive line, DeMarco Murray running, they are tough to beat.
And Murray's still in there. So ball comes out late, but they say that he was down. Jason Garrett true to his word when he told us yesterday, hey, we're going to play a lot like last week. And, you know, they took a look. You'll see he recovers this anyway. He's down. But last week, John, against the Colts, they were up that game 28-0 before you could blink, and they kept their starters until about 11 minutes to go in the game.
Jason Garrett, true to his word, he's keeping them all out there.
Third down and 7. Romo for Beasley, incomplete. And the Cowboys will have to punt for once.
It's a rare little miscommunication between Tony Romo and Cole Beasley. Usually these two, for guys that haven't worked together too long, are so in sync. And you see Romo, that's a great shot. Looking at the Jumbotron in the stadium, showing Beasley, hey, this is where I wanted you to go. And that's part of the communication that has made these guys so effective this year.
First punt of the game for Jones. Roberts backtracks all the way to the 10. Looking for something. Kyle Wilbur is there, and he brings him down. Nice tackle, nice coverage by the Cowboys after the 53-yard punt. 27-10, Dallas. Aerial coverage today provided by Nationwide. 27-10 the score. Cowboys up in this one in the third quarter. Jay Gruden, talking to him yesterday, told us how important today's game was for evaluating things after they beat the Eagles and knocked them out of the playoffs last week. Well, it hasn't been great so far, that's for sure. Morris had nowhere to go.
That's really what this defense, Kevin, is all about. It's about penetration. Watch Jeremy Mincy. unblocked. Niles Paul's got to do a better job than that. But penetration kills running games. It kills passing games. And having played in this defense, when you get penetration on a regular basis from your defensive lineman, watch out.
And now we get a penalty. So they'll sort this out with Jerome Boger, our referee.
Neutral zone infraction. Defense, number 93. 5-yard penalty. Still second down.
It's on Anthony Spencer. John, that's Tom Stable, head linesman today, retiring after 20 years. After this one, lives in the D.C. area, so congrats to Tom for a nice career.
Congrats, Tom.
Griffin III back to throw over the middle, has a short completion. It's Jordan Reed again. Well, John, what's the quarterback? Let's stay there, because we were talking to Gruden, and we know, look, Griffin III got hurt, came back, and then they weren't playing well, and he got benched. And Jay Gruden said, look, we're trying to find an answer to that position. I don't care who it is. It's not like I don't like Robert. And I think he made it very clear to us, and he has too. He's been open in his press conferences that he's impartial to who steps forward and takes that job. And Colt McCoy, I think, was starting to a little bit, and then he got hurt. Griffin III trying to earn it back today. 3rd and 3. Steps up, batted down at the line of scrimmage. Might have been Spencer, and it was, who jumped up and got it. And now tempers flare, and we get a penalty.
After the play was over, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, offense number 71. Throw to the head of the opponent, half the distance to the goal, 4th down.
Yeah, that's frustration setting in for Trent Williams after Spencer knocks down the ball. You see Anthony Spencer, who's been coming on of late, a little ET game coming down, knocks down the ball. It's on the other side of the field that Trent Williams comes in there, but that's just frustration, nothing more.
Wayne Harris will let this one bounce, and it takes a Dallas bounce, and the Cowboys will take over in Washington territory, up 27-10 in the 3rd.
Today's game is sponsored by American Sniper from Warner Brothers Pictures, now playing in select theaters everywhere January 16th.
Back here in Landover, Maryland. It's been all Cowboys for the most part today, trying to finish up on the road undefeated. And they have looked, for the most part of today, tremendous. Up 27-10 against their rivals. And they have the football starting off in Washington territory. Here's Murray, and a good stick. And we're happy right now to be joined by the studio from Jimmy Johnson, already a college football. Hold on a second, Jimmy. There's a little fracas going on here. Jimmy will join us in a second. Jimmy's College Football Hall of Famer. I was going to say he's a semifinalist in 2015 for the Pro Football Hall of Famer, and he should get there. We know that. But, Jimmy, it's so nice to have you in here. And first of all, you're watching this team. We've been talking all broadcast about similarities. Do you see any with your Super Bowl winning teams to this team, this Cowboy team right now?
Well, without question, offensively, they've got the offensive line. They're able to run the football. People always talk about Troy Aikman, why he didn't have big numbers. Well, he didn't have big numbers because we didn't need to throw the football. We set it up with the run, and that way Troy could pick and choose as far as where he was going to throw the football, and we were able to put points. Now, where there is a difference, we won back-to-back Super Bowls with the #1 defense in the league.
All right, Coach, you know, you just talked about Troy, and I'm watching Tony Romo, and I'm seeing a guy play the best I think I've ever seen him play.
Yeah.
Are you feel the same way, and if so, why?
Well, John, I think the running game is what is helping Tony Romo. Tony Romo had to carry this football team on his back for really the last 4 or 5 years. And, you know, if you're carrying a football team, you're throwing it as much as what he did, he was going to make some mistakes. Now, he can throw it when he wants to throw it because they've got the great running game.
Murray's going to be short, so it'll be a 4th and short here. I'm assuming that Jason Garrett will go Hey, Jimmy, how about the coaching spot here? You know, Jason Garrett said he was going to play his guys, and so far it's worked. Are you getting to the point now where you're like, okay, we're going to take these guys out of here? What's your take there?
Well, first of all, let me say Jason Garrett has done a fabulous job this year. Done a great job. I think being the overseer of watching all 3 phases has made him a better coach and really could be a candidate for Coach of the Year. But as far as playing these players, yeah, I would have played them early in the ball game and probably pulled them out. You know, they've got momentum going into the playoffs. They've made their point. They're going to win this game. Now protect your players.
Jimmy Johnson joining us from the studio. We'll see you post-game. Thanks, Jimmy. We appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach.
All right, guys.
That was awesome.
All right, John.
Good to have him on and join us for a little bit here. And there was a thing or two about winning in Dallas. They opted to punt, by the way, so they won't go for it. And Roberts calls a fair catch. That's where we'll see Robert Griffin III take over inside the 10. Des Bryant's like, come on, man, let's go. Cowboys actually had to punt as Jason Wooten, he's had a nice day today. Looking out with Mike Pope, who's the tight ends coach for Dallas. Washington football. Robert Griffin III incomplete for Alfred Morris. Here's what's going on in the AFC right now. Chase Daniel and the Kansas City Chiefs are leading the Chargers. All they need to do is win and get in. Daniel's having a decent game so far. And how about that? If the Chargers were to lose, then it's in the Ravens' driver's seat, and they're losing to the Browns with a third-string quarterback in there today. Connor Shaw starting at quarterback. And so now what happens if they both lose? Well, then it comes down to the Chiefs and the Texans. The Texans with the win, they can actually get in if that current situation holds. And they're beating the Jags 14-10. Griffin III gets it to Garcon. Good blocks. Pierre Garcon. Good move. Garcon out across midfield in a big game. That worked before to Deshaun Jackson for a 69-yard touchdown, and it works here for 46.
Well, as they say, deja vu all over again. Trent Williams out on a DB. This time the only change is Pierre Garcon instead of Deshaun Jackson. Run it more. It's working.
I'm more impressed by the teeth he's got painted on the mouthpiece there. That's some mouthpiece by Pierre. Got the teeth painted on. Good run and catch. Zone read. Griffin III gets decked and hangs on. Well, he took a shot by Brandon Carr. And that's the reason they got away from the zone read in the first place, isn't it?
That's the fear. You watch Russell Wilson, he never gets hit hard. Robert Griffin III does. He's faster more so than quick. He runs high. He is tall. He's a long strider. As a result, he's going to take some hits. And as your franchise quarterback, coaches aren't so sure, particularly a guy with the injury history that Robert Griffin III has had.
So a 2nd and 4. Morris. Good cut back. Alfred Morris has a first down. While he does, we have a game break. Checking in with Joel Klatt.
All right, Kevin, let's show you what happened in that Cleveland-Baltimore game. Terrence West in from 2 yards out. Connor Shaw playing great. Remember, Steve Spurrier, the old ball coach, said he was one of the best competitors at the quarterback position he ever had at South Carolina. He's got his team up 10-3. Kevin and John.
Yeah, and by the way, Josh Gordon was suspended for that game, so they're just going to put him on the field and go ahead and beat Baltimore. That's just insane. So the Texans right now, as it stands, are sneaking in the playoffs. Obviously a long way to go. First down, blitz coming. Griffin III unloads. It's Jackson. Makes the catch. Here's the speed. Gets a block. And now we get a penalty. Andre Roberts was the guy on the block. It looked good in real speed, but we'll have to see a replay if it was a penalty. Jackson may be hurt.
I'll tell you the one thing, though. I'm liking the rhythm that Robert Griffin III's playing with. He's getting back, getting rid of the ball, throwing it accurately. Some of them are easy throws, but that's what's going on in this league. I've been impressed. That was a blitz. He got the ball out, got it to the right guy. Here's Andre Roberts coming in on Brandon Carr. Help me out, Kevin.
I mean, look, you got him in the back.
Yeah, I guess so.
I mean, it's you know, real time from here. I didn't think of it. You show the replay, you got him in the back.
Rules are rules. You got to get your head across the bow. If he does that, he's got a better chance of not being called there.
Let's see Jackson. Did he roll that ankle?
He did.
The knee? Yeah, that 69-yard touchdown in the first quarter early, and that's the first time he's caught a ball since. There's still discussion.
There are no fouls on the play. There is no illegal block in the back and no horse collar on the tackle. First down, Washington.
Good job by Jerome Boger to go through and discuss it with his officials, and then must have listened to you, John.
Way to
Pulled
go,
up the flag. Meanwhile, it's a 17-yard gain to Jackson, who kind of limped off after going down awkwardly. And this is a good drive for Washington. Picked up 74 yards on the drive. Now trying to punch it home. From the 16, they'll sling it out to Roberts. And Roberts gets through the initial line inside the 10, and he's dragged down by Sterling Moore.
And I've mentioned it a couple times, but I like the game that Jay Gruden's calling. The simple, easy throws. It's not just happening here in Washington. We're seeing teams all over the league, and until they adjust to it, throw them all day. Make them make tackles in space. And that's a positive gain right there for 8 yards.
Sean Jackson back in, number 11 at the top of your screen, so he's okay on a 2nd and 3. Morris falls forward, and he'll be a little bit shy of a first down. Good drive for Griffin III, and you know what? He's had a pretty good day. He's 15 of 21 for 233 yards, and you hit it. Passes short at the line of scrimmage. They just haven't had the ball. Having it a little more, he had a good drive to end the half. Couldn't convert a touchdown, and now a good drive here. 3rd down and a long one. It's a fake, pressured by Spencer, gets rid of it, and incomplete. He had no choice. Spencer did not fall for the fake right in his face. Looking for Paulson, and a 4th and 1.
Look, and Jay Gruden's not hesitating to keep his offense out there. But I'll tell you what, Anthony Spencer, as I'm watching the film, you're going to see the edge pressure. Remember, he struggled with his knees the last couple of years. He's coming on the last couple of weeks. He looks like a guy whose legs are coming underneath him. And Kevin, this is a team that doesn't have a dominant pass rusher. He's the closest they have when right. I'm starting to see some juice, and that bodes well for the Cowboys.
He's coming back from microfracture surgery. 4th down and a long yard here. Blitz picked up, throws, intercepted by Bruce Carter. Carter with a block. He's caught from the side. He's out to the 40, and so much for good feelings.
And you can't throw that. I mean, it's into multiple guys going that way, including Bruce Carter, Robert Griffin III. You have to make good, quick decisions in this league. Tries to get it into too small of a window, and Bruce Carter takes it the other way. And we've seen the good and bad from Robert Griffin III. Here's the previous play. Makes a heck of an athletic throw. Brandon Carr gets his left hand in there. The next play, you got to get balls in tight windows in the red zone, not that tight. He's got Bruce Carter right there. If he doesn't get it, Cameron Lawrence, the other linebacker, coming that way. Decision-making so critical to quarterback play in this league.
Starters remain in. DeMarco Murray gets the ball on 1st down. It doesn't go anywhere. He's got 89 yards in the game, staying in here. Griffin III put together a really nice drive at the play. Maybe could have been made tough play on the blitz by Spencer, and then the interception on 4th down.
And we just saw those numbers. You look at the last couple of weeks. New York Giants, Week 15, 18 of 27, 236, 1 TD. Philly in a win, 16 of 23, 220. So he's playing better. He's playing more efficient. It's decisions like that that will get you in trouble.
Romo knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Stephen Bowen, I think, is the guy that got it. Game break. Let's check in with Joel one more time.
All right, Kevin, crazy AFC. Here we go. Blake Bortles passes it to Cecil Shorts. He throws it then to Jordan Todman for 23-yard touchdown. That puts Jacksonville up 17-14. Along with Cleveland beating Baltimore, Kansas City with a win over San Diego. They're up 19-7, would go to the AFC playoffs. There'll be a quiz later. Kevin and John.
So the Chiefs needed 3 teams to lose, and obviously one of those was them beating San Diego, and it's all happening right now. Did we bet the Super Bowl ring on that scenario, or just the tie with the Packers-Lions? 3rd down. Blitz coming. Picked up, and Romo throws incomplete. He was looking for Bryant. Coverage by Emerson. And the Cowboys will have to punt it away. The Redskins defense played better so far in this 3rd quarter.
Look, I'm with Coach Johnson, too. I mean, we're seeing Tony Romo, Des Bryant, DeMarco Murray still out there. And I think at some point, Jason Garrett's got to discretion the better part of valor and pull these guys and allow some of the backups to play.
And so Robert Griffin III will try one more time from deep in his own territory. Saturday, the UFC returns to Fox Sports 1 for UFC 182 prelims, featuring a lightweight bout between Danny Castillo and undefeated Paul Felder, plus other epic bouts. Coverage begins 7 p.m. Eastern. It's only on Fox Sports 1 and streaming live on Fox Sports Go. Well, you mentioned Jimmy Johnson, and the Hall of Fame would be right to include him and you, partner, in that class, that's for sure, because you both belong in Canton. And when you talk about great coaches, Coach of the Year this year is just filled with all kinds of good candidates. You could make a case for each of those guys and maybe add another one in or 2 in there, like Mike McCarthy and company. Robert Griffin III is going to have a completion and a 1st down. That's the tight end Niles Paul. Who do you like in this class?
Well, first of all, Jimmy Johnson, he picked Bruce Arians, and he said he did more with less. I agree, but I think we live in a what have you done for me lately world, and that started to skid a little bit with all the quarterback problems. Yeah, I think Jason Garrett has made a nice claim on this award with the way the decision to play his guys today, the way he's played Pete Carroll. It's a tough. There's no clear cut. I better come up with it because I have a vote, and I don't have the answer yet.
Morris has the carry on 1st down and long. You know, there's so many interesting takes there. You know, I think you could also make a case for Pete Carroll, and you say, well, wait a second, they won the Super Bowl. But you know how hard it is to repeat, and they weren't there at the beginning of the year, and now he's got them playing like they did last year.
What about Jim Caldwell? A lot of talent up there in Detroit, but they've had that for years. They needed some discipline. He's brought it, and look where they are. They're playing today for the division title.
I don't think there's any doubt that Caldwell has changed the culture. And all you need to do is an incompletion on 2nd and long. Just think about Detroit. They've always had the talented players, especially on the defensive line, never really put together. Well, they've got the #1 defense in the league. I think that says enough about what he's done to kind of congeal that team and get them playing together.
And I think Jason Garrett, very representative of what's going on in this Cowboys team. People checking their egos at the door. No longer the play caller, stepping back, being a head coach. Scott Linehan comes in. Bill Callahan steps back. Jason Witten says, I know I won't get the catches. Everybody putting the team first. And I think Jason deserves a lot of credit for putting that type of mindset in that team.
Look at this. Good move. Griffin III lunging out for the 1st down marker. Siri went out of bounds, and I believe he stepped out well shy. So he ran away from the pressure, but could not get to the chains.
Now, you can't say he's not playing with great effort. I mean, this is nothing there. He finds the soft spot, eludes it, and just can't quite get around the corner, but playing with tremendous effort is RG3.
And that should take us to the end of the 3rd quarter as we tick down. Well, not yet. After this punt. As he went out of bounds, obviously. Garrett with Harris back. Good punt. Harris all the way back inside the 10. And takes it out across the 25. That will end the 3rd quarter, but we have a penalty, I believe. The 60-yard punt, a 17-yard return. Let's see what the flag is. It's thrown back at the 11.
Illegal block in the back. Number 39 of the return team. Half the distance to the goal. Watch it.
There's the penalty on Carr. But it's been the Cowboys' day. Records being broken on their way to an undefeated road record, 27-10.